Streaming now, this is the Wood TV Live Desk.
And good afternoon, everyone. Phil Pinarski here with the Wood TV Live Desk. Hope you're all having a great Monday so far. And we know one animal over at John Ball Zoo is having a great day. Chester the Penguin is through to the second round of the March of the Penguins Madness tournament that pits penguins from all across the country against each other in a friendly competition, of course. It runs off fan votes, and joining us today to talk about Chester's accomplishments is one of the senior zookeepers over at John Ball Zoo, David Blaskowitz. David, thank you so much for joining us today. We really do appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
And, we want to obviously talk a lot about Chester, but I want to start off by talking about the tournament itself. Can you kind of explain to everyone who maybe missed the first story we did on Chester and this tournament, kind of explain how it works out and how Chester kind of, fits into all of this?
Sure. I may jumble the name of the tournament a little bit, but it's through Penguins International, and it's the March of the Penguins Madness or something along those lines, they're calling it. And it's to raise awareness of penguins in the wild, in zoos, and around the world. And this is the second year that John Ball Zoo has participated in the March of the Penguins. And this year, 48 penguins from different institutions, mostly in the United States, but a few as far away as Africa, are competing. And it's a bracket challenge, like bracket challenges you might do for basketball or fish fries or whatever else. And Chester got through the first round, so he's one of the 24 penguins that is here now in the second round of the tournament. And we want very much to see Chester be one of the final 12 birds the next time around.
Absolutely. And, kind of keeping up with this, I can pretty confidently state that my bracket for this tournament looks a lot better than mine for the men's tournament in this past college basketball season. But David, kind of switching over now, you mentioned that this is the second year that John Ball Zoo has been a part of this tournament. How did you guys first kind of get involved? Did you guys reach out to the tournament itself? Did they reach out to you knowing kind of the massive amount of collection you guys of penguins you guys have at John Ball Zoo?
We do have a big penguin population. We have 23 Magellanic penguins. I believe we're the third biggest Magellanic penguin population in the U.S. Don't quote me on that, but quote me on that. I believe that we first became aware of this through the SSP, which is Species Survival Plan. We participate in the Magellanic Penguin Species Survival Plan, and I believe this was put on our radar through the head of that program. And the SSP is just a program to help bolster populations of really any animal in a zoo that has an SSP. Not all animals do, but a lot of animals that are threatened or endangered or facing being threatened do have a species survival plan. And basically just coordinates breeding, coordinates where the birds are housed, who they're breeding with, what the populations are like, so we can maintain nice, strong, genetically valuable populations in captivity. And that's who turned us on, I believe, to participating in this contest.
And as you mentioned, Chester was one of 48 penguins to be chosen. Now he's down to one of 24 penguins remaining. What makes him such an amazing contestant and really one of the penguins that a lot of people across the country are really rooting for?
Well, we chose Chester for several reasons. Chester's our oldest penguin. He's going to be 33 in May. Chester was not born at John Ball Zoo. We've raised a lot of baby penguins at John Ball Zoo, but Chester came from SeaWorld back in 2002, so he certainly feels like one of us. He's been here for 22 years. I may have lost my train of thought. What's wonderful about Chester? Chester, besides his advanced age, interesting backstory with Chester is he had some health problems 2 years ago. We actually think that he suffered a mild stroke, and we were very worried about Chester, but just through some TLC and giving him some time and some extra attention, he bounced back from that very quickly and seems as if he has bounced back completely. And that was been almost 2 years ago now. So that kind of inspired us, Chester's strength and his determination and how well he came around with that. Chester's just a really good guy. He's just the right amount of penguin to be a captive penguin. Sometimes penguins really think they're penguins and it makes them a little hard to manage because they maybe don't want to interact as much with the keepers as they should. Sometimes penguins, particularly ones that are hand raised, don't think they're penguins. And they can be a little difficult to work around. I know it sounds great to have them underfoot helping you all the time, but it's not always the best situation. And it's not the best situation for our long-term breeding plan to have penguins that want to be people instead of want to be penguins. Chester is the perfect mix. He knows he's a penguin, but at the same time, knows that you're not a penguin. And he keeps a respectful distance other than maybe when he's coming for his herring. And we just have real good, easy interactions. Chester's a hard guy to not like.
No, and he's a hard Penguin to not root for in this tournament. You know, in the first round, he was pitted up against a fellow Penguin down in Jacksonville, Florida, and now he's taking on a Penguin called Sir Elio from the Shed Aquarium. David is somebody who kind of revolves around these Penguins and knows a lot about Chester and spent a lot of time with him, and you gave him a glowing review. I mean, how do you like his sort of chances going up against this 3-year-old Penguin at the Shed Aquarium?
Well, we were worried about this simply because of population sizes. Grand Rapids isn't the biggest place in the world, and how many people in Chicago? 3 million. So potentially there's a lot more voters in Elio's backyard. And that's why we really need people to get out, people to vote for Chester, to vote for Chester on the Penguins International website, to vote for Chester on the Penguins International Facebook page, and to vote for Chester on the Penguins International Instagram. You can vote in all 3 of those places, so you can cast 3 votes for Chester. The Instagram's a little hard to find. It's Penguins_Instagram. And that's the place he's kind of lagging right now. He's doing pretty well on the Facebook voting. He's doing pretty well on the website voting, but he's trailing on Instagram. So we need everybody to get out and vote in all 3 places.
So it's pretty safe to say you would consider him an underdog in this tournament, in this matchup specifically?
I would consider him an underdog again. Yeah, like you said, just based on population of the 2 places. We've done a tremendous job getting the word out about Chester. He's holding real strong. And we just need people to help push him to the finale.
Absolutely, and we're very excited to help Chester out in any way we can. David, you mentioned all the different ways people can help vote for Chester to get him through into the final in his division, and we of course have all of that information for everybody watching as well over on our website, woodtv.com. You can actually find links to vote directly in all 3 different places and help Chester get to that final. We're very much looking forward to hearing about that and seeing how far Chester actually gets in the tournament, and we're going to be keeping you all informed right here on the Wood TV Live Desk. David, thank you so much for stopping by today. We really do appreciate it.
And voting ends at midnight tonight, so you got to do it today.
Yes, final call to action. Everybody get on out there, get on your phones, get on your computers. Make sure you vote for Chester in this final round. David, again, thank you so much for stopping by. We really do appreciate it. Of course, I want to thank everybody else for tuning into this latest edition of the Wood TV Live Desk. I'm Phil Penarski, and we hope you have a great rest of your day.